It's our affair pod show. It's our affair pod show. It's our affair pod show. It's our affair pod show.
G'day there, podcaster. Liam here. Jeez, it sounds very roomy.
Sounds very
roomy. That's because this is coming out of Boardroom in Adelaide, God's country.
They got curtains all around, air conditioners blasting. Not enough, though.
Yeah, I also don't have a button for my headphones. Could mine just be taken down just a nudge there?
It's too loud now.
Yeah,
You're
too
complaining
loud.
it was too
That's
quiet.
perfect. Oh, no, just a tiny bit more than that. Yep, that's nice. Yep, that's good. That's a perfect level. Thank you, Ben.
Headphone daddy.
Yeah. Well, who's road trip daddy, now he's headphone daddy. So we're well aware that yesterday's off air was in a car, today's is in a boardroom. Back to normal next. Actually, no, it's not going to be back to normal for some
3
time.
weeks.
So next week you've got bottom of the notes.
Yep.
Some great stuff in there. Belle makes a wild claim.
Belle makes one of the more insane claims. she's
which
made.
we pull her up on and we dig deep on it.
Yeah. It was actually a really fun episode.
Yeah, it was.
was.
And then the following week, you've got Topic Tennis times 3.
Yeah.
Also, it gets pretty heated.
Yes. Yep. Whoever's chair that was, can they please leave the podcast and
Well,
the show?
Ben, I swapped this chair out because it was loud for a different chair, and then Ben just came round to my side and stole my chair because he
Look,
didn't
when
like
Daddy
the chair
needs
he was on.
Daddy needs a chair.
Why
Daddy
do I
needs a
have to
chair.
have the shit chair
Because
now?
I'm driving the car, so my chair has to be
We're gonna do
sturdy.
this the whole night.
Yeah. But like it's an all in because it's a Friday, so I'm here. I do have some business I want to attend to shortly. Ben,
I'm here, no business and no ailments.
excited for the footy, mate. Who you got, Pies or Swans?
Tonight,
Yeah.
indifferent.
Indifferent. Okay. Belle, what about yourself?
I will be going for the pies because Christian's with me, and he'll be yelling the whole time and very, very into it.
Wonderful. We have new Ben as well here. Hello.
Hey guys.
Hey, mate. And Jack, how you doing there?
Yeah, good.
And Scud's at his house in Melbourne somewhere. I've never been invited to his house, so I don't know.
Who knows what he's
where it
doing.
is. God knows. God knows. Can't be trusted. What do you think? You probably know him best, Jack. What do you think Scud is doing right now? And you can't say eating ham. Because that
I
would
was
be
going to
my-
say eating ham.
Okay.
Okay, well, firm handshakes on the firm ham shakes.
Yeah. So, a little bit of business. The show is. I don't know what the. So we've obviously got bottom of the notes. On air, it will be best ofs, I believe. The week after, Ben and Belle will be doing the show for
Hang on, what are you
Monday.
talking about? No, so next week is just music. Then
Yep.
there's a week of just 3 shows because of the long weekend.
Yeah, sorry,
and that
I'm a
will be
week out.
best
You're
ofs.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Yep. And so there's 3 best of shows going to air, and then we're back that following week.
And
Well, you say we, but that's just you and me, Belle, because
Yep.
Liam is off doing a content
Frolicking.
retrieval.
I'll be doing a content retrieval trip. Be coming back. with a lot
It's
of
not
content.
content retrieval because
It
you're
is.
doing it for you, which I'm also very happy because it's
and
very exciting.
You are the content, though.
I'll be coming back with. I'm sure tons of stories and experiences and wild things to share. But yes, I'll be going to the city that has my heart, Liverpool, to watch Liverpool versus Tottenham
very
with my good friend
Tottenham.
beIN Sports. Thank you, beIN Sports.
Credit.
Live life, beIN.
What are they?
beIN Sports was one of the world's premier streaming services and platforms for sport content. You could watch the La Liga, you could watch the EFL Cup there.
So it's like KO.
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's the world's KO. They have the rights to the Premier League for the Middle East.
It's so
as well.
exciting. So what are you doing for it?
I'm not really sure.
Oh,
I don't really know. I don't know all the ins and outs, and that's where the fun content will come from. I don't know. I know I'm in the UK for 5 days for beIN Sports.
He's just being in it.
hey.
that's very good.
He'll be
that's
in
very
the
good.
UK.
So yeah, appreciate that.
So when do you get back?
I will be back late Tuesday the 29th.
So you'll be back for Wednesday's show?
Yeah,
2 shows.
yeah. I'll miss 2 shows. Yeah,
Cool.
so it's like just smidge, small amount of
Yeah,
time.
that's fine. No, Ben and I will have fun. Are you excited, Ben?
Oh, yeah.
He's loving it.
Yeah.
He is loving it.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can call me if you want. If the time, I don't know what time.
We'll probably do what we did last time.
Actually, well, I'm about to start the show. Well, we're about to start the show, rather. What's the time in the U? Okay, yeah. So literally, it's 8:39 a.m. now. So it's like I could feasibly call
It'll be
you at
9
around
a.m.
9 a.m.
when
and
our show starts.
you know I could set up a tile line, guys.
I was going to
about what?
say, yeah, why aren't you doing an OB, mate?
Yeah, I won't be doing
Lazy.
that.
To what? To talk about how you're overseas?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
No,
you could just
we
be part
can't be
of the
that
race.
show. We can't be one of those shows.
No, I was just going to say he could just be a part of the show. He just has to do it
Could
from
do a
England.
live cross.
beIN
No,
Liam
just
with
in the
Ben
breaks.
Liam and Belle.
Yeah. Yeah.
beIN, yeah.
Well, it's very
beIN, Liam
exciting.
and
It's a
Belle.
very exciting time to be a Liverpool fan because merely 10 minutes ago, Mo Salah penned a new contract to 2027. The Egyptian king stays. So huge scenes. And yeah, I don't know. How's everyone in the room feeling about that?
Sorry,
Mohamed Salah.
I'm just sorry. Headphones users in the room.
Yeah, that was a
one hit.
It was a really
Ooh.
gross clap sound effect, wasn't
Oh, that's not great.
it? I'll work on that.
No, it's not your fault. man.
Button daddy over there.
Yeah, sorry. I'm using Adelaide buttons, so what I've got in front of me isn't my normal buttons. I wasn't happy with that.
But yeah, obviously we're also we're in Adelaide at the moment because we're here for Gather Round, thanks to our good friends at the Pepsi Collective
And AFL.
and AFL.
Same thing.
I think it's
AFL.
mainly Pepsi Collective.
Well, the AFL runs
The
Pepsi
AFL and the
Collective,
Pepsi Collective, so we'll be on the Pepsi Collective deck watching the game with our wonderful winner of the Gather Round competition.
It's not.
Unlucky the Crom didn't get the job done last night, Jack. I know you were sort of nervously watching, and it was looking like it could have gone Crow's way for a little while there.
It went from nervously watching when we were having a couple of lovely beers in
skewies,
the Pepsi
skewy, moi mois.
Collective. And then it got to aggressively watching when Ben and I went and had a seat in the crowd.
Yeah,
Crying over,
yeah,
get over it.
yeah.
Crom suck. Love
Yeah,
that.
no good. That's worse. How are these getting worse?
I don't know.
What is that?
That's mundane clapping isolated.
But it's like
Jesus,
tinny.
that was the worst
Maybe it's a headphone thing
sound
for
I've
us.
ever heard.
I'm working on it.
Wait.
working on it.
What's
Bad.
Santa claps?
Oh, no, I didn't even.
Just claps with jingle bells.
Santa claps.
Father Christmas.
I don't know why that's saved as
God,
that.
yeah.
Santa claps.
Yeah, just come back to me. I'll find a good
Oh,
one.
good job.
Yeah, it should be a fun show this evening. We're going to be talking about Minecraft, something that happens fairly rarely. We also have the wonderful comedian Guy Williams joining us.
Who was Ben?
You invited him in.
Come on, man.
To be fair, I'm the one communicating back to everyone else about how to get stuff for the show.
Yeah, no,
So
it's fair.
if it goes off every now and then,
It's fair.
I think that's fair.
That's so fine. Do we have any other bits and bobs that we want to attend to before we get into Team Member of the Week?
I'm
I don't
good.
think so. No, a few posts in the pod squad are either music rules, but everyone seems to be entering the acceptance stage now. So
Yeah,
that's-
where
There was
are
some
we in
pretty-
the grief stages?
There were
aren't
some
we?
pretty
Yeah.
wild suggestions. I mean, I haven't got them in front of me, but some people were just saying stuff which, I mean, I like the brain, tank. Is that the word? Like the
brainstorm.
Think tank?
think
Think
tank.
tank, yeah.
I like the think tank vibe, but I mean,
Someone said just play more ads
Yeah.
to then pay for the rights for
yeah.
the
So
music.
Ryan Carr in the pod squad said, "Query: could Ben Liam and Belle just get a couple more ads in? There's enough already, but to cover their music costs, perhaps labelled the music sponsor, True Heroes. Then all our problems go away." So I guess they're proposing we get more ads in the show
Yep.
and then we pay for
I
the music.
just think...
Yeah.
And who was that again? Who said
That's
that?
Ryan.
Ryan, thank you, Ryan. And although, ads aren't cheap, and of course our valued clients are getting a lot of bang for their buck for sponsoring for a trusted brand here at Nova Entertainment. However, I think I don't know if you can fathom how expensive these
That's what
music
someone
rights.
has
Yeah.
commented in there.
It
They
is like-
commented and said, I think it's a lot more expensive
Yeah.
than you think.
It's like
Thousands
a couple.
and thousands and
No,
thousands
no, it's like
of dollars.
millions.
In the millions?
Yeah, isn't it?
I'd say
It'd be
hundreds
out
of
there.
I think it's like $1 million lawsuit, right?
Oh, maybe the overall lawsuit, but
Yeah,
I would say
yeah.
to pay these musicians to use their music would be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah, and as they should be
Yeah.
getting paid,
Yeah.
musicians as well.
Unless
We're
we
not-
had
wanna
like
say that.
one musician that we could pay like Amy Sharkersley and she could come in and sing.
Well, that's kind of the
Another
area
one.
that I like playing in, because there's a good suggestion here on the pod squad from Corey, who said, I have a suggestion to help with no music in the pod. In the same way we got our pod squad to send in funny phrases to break up podcast bits, why don't we get the pod squad to send in funny phrases and they can introduce the segments on the show to be played in the podcast only? So the listeners go like, this is Second Chance Talk Back, and then they introduce it however they want,
Okay.
rather than a standard song parody.
That's
Which is kind of cute. I like
I
it.
don't actually.
All
I
hands
hate
in.
that. I mean, there's some great ideas here, guys, and I appreciate the think tank. I think we're having a meeting. We're in the war room, the battle room. When is that?
When we're back in a few weeks.
Yeah, first day back, get it off the cards.
So that'll be when I'm
Rip the
away. Still.
Band-Aid.
Yep, I'll be with my good friends beIN Sports.
Sure. We can move that.
No, don't worry about it, mate. I'm sure I'll catch up to speed when I get back. And if it's something I don't like, I'll be like, guys, what are we doing here?
Could we bring a written statement from Liam to present on the table?
Yeah.
And go, and this is Liam's thoughts.
Well, you could live link me.
Yep.
Well, if you're not doing it for the show, we're not doing it for meetings.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's fair. I honestly don't really know what I'm doing. It could be. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. There's been whispers of training ground access, which would be my dream, like a dream come true.
Wow.
But there's also just been like I think it's hard to lock it in with those sorts of things.
Do you reckon if you get you get training ground access, you'll spit on Trent
being a rat.
Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah, I'll call him a rat.
Yeah,
F
spit
and
on him for me, man.
Take that, Alexander-Arnold, you dog. Hope Madrid's worth it, mate. Spitting on your own kind.
He's the one who's leaving.
Yeah, he's going to Madrid, man. Yeah, it's taking the big money. Yeah, I mean,
Can we get a score prediction for the game you're going to watch?
Oh, I think we'll bat at Tottenham. I mean, I think, our form's not been crash hot, but now there's a few things sorted. You know, the Salah contract being signed up firms it up a little bit.
Yep.
So this is the thing. I've known I could be going to that game for a little while.
Yep.
And I'm sorry for boring everyone here, but
I asked.
When Arsenal dropped points to Everton, I was like, holy shit. If we beat Fulham and we beat West Ham, we win our next 3 games, then we could win the league with fans in the stadium for the first time in 30 years.
Are you worried about James Madison?
No, not really.
James Matheson.
No,
Australian Idol host.
No, James Madison, he's saying. Yeah, matters. Yeah.
Romero up the wing?
Yeah, he's pace. He's got pace.
Cute,
yeah.
man.
What about Ange? What about
Ange
Ball?
Postecoglou? That's the thing, mate. I love Ange. A lot of the Tottenham fans hate him.
Yeah, well, that's Tottenham fans, you know.
Yeah, I know. They
can't-
think he's the problem. It's like, you're shit. You've been in shit for
Yeah,
years.
I mean, they're fans of the problem.
So
Yeah.
you could be at the game for the first time in 30 years.
Well, now what happens is Arsenal have to lose to Brentford, which is pretty unlikely after they beat Real Madrid 3-0.
Yeah.
And Declan Rice scored 2 worldies. But
Absolute worldies.
maybe they're concentrating on that too much and they're getting carried away, and then they drop in the league where they're probably not going to win the league. They,
Brentford
who
are the
knows?
bees, aren't they?
Yeah, the bees, man. So
Yeah.
the bees could do a number on them, and then if that lined up, that would, I think I would peak. Like, I mean, it happened. The last time it happened was 89-90 that they won with fans in the stadium, sort of, because we won in COVID, but there was no fans
Yeah.
allowed that season, so it
So
was
like life
Oh,
peak.
Yeah.
that's what you mean by
Yeah.
fans in...
yeah, so it'd be like
I
like
see.
winning at Anfield, lifting the trophy with all
Yeah.
the like. There's no footage. Of
So
that,
if you peak then,
Mm.
what does that say about the shows you've got coming back on the Wednesday?
Well, that's the thing. That's where the content retrieval will come from. 'Cause
Exactly,
I'll be like, oh
there
my
you
god,
go.
I had the
There
best.
you go.
I had the I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, just I wouldn't sleep on Sun Heung-min.
Yep.
I wouldn't sleep on Min.
Well, to be fair, Sonny is
Sleep.
he's a beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
South Korea's,
Korea's
finest.
finest.
Yeah. Very nice.
All right, let's do
Great
team.
minds.
Let's do team member of the week.
Yep. Team member of the week, where we vote on who we feel is the greatest team member this week, who's performed the best. Has Scud sent in a proxy?
No.
No.
No, he's busy working, cooking away at home today.
Yeah.
on, let me get the
Eating
wheel.
ham,
Sorry,
eating
Cam.
lots of ham. He's in the ham den.
For the sake of time, because I know we're a bit time poor, why don't we just jump into it and we'll just go
around the
left
room.
of the dealer. So
Yep.
Liam goes first.
Yep. I
You are the dealer.
I will be voting for Newbin this week.
no.
He's very much pulled this gather round trip together, and he also got us some like petty money and like a car park and some sweet little perks here and there. Some money for like restaurants and stuff, so I appreciate that. And also
I think it's just for petrol.
no, we also got money for food.
Per diems.
Oh, per diem. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Correct.
I think you meant like
Yeah.
petty cash, but you meant petrol.
Yeah.
Right.
And then also, he did the whole drive. Jack passenger princess.
I did offer. I just want that to be known.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but he was still. That's kind of
I
kind
agree.
offer of him
I agree.
to do that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Belle.
I would like to give an honourable mention to Zach, who is going into work tonight in Melbourne.
Oh, he's taking
going to be
calls.
answering
Oh,
the
ledge.
phones and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But I will be voting for myself. Because regardless of how it all came about in the end, I committed to a bit, and I was
Yeah.
very proud of that.
Yeah, it's not going to make the top 10 list
And
of
then you
all-time bits, but yeah.
Yeah.
Have you listened back to how the bit
No, I
played out?
haven't actually. No.
So
no, I
yesterday,
should.
Belle. So we're all supposed to meet at 9:30 in Horsham. I got in at about 10:20. I put my hand up and said I'm fully responsible for that. And Belle didn't respond to the chat all morning, and there was concerns. I must admit, when I was like, why isn't she, like, maybe she started praying or something. Then we
I
got
was so
there, and then
excited.
It's like Belle slept in, and I was like, it just doesn't add up. Like, sleeping in until like 10:30, no one does that if they've got to be
Yeah,
up
especially
at 5:30,
when you've got a
you know what I
boyfriend
mean?
who wakes up famously
Yeah,
at 4
literally,
o'clock
and
every
your
morning.
job is that we started work at like 4:30 in the morning for like decades. So I was like, no. And yeah, we're just like, she's.
But I didn't want to. I didn't
And then
want to
when
message
she-
at like 9 or 8 because then that was too much time for like the gap between then and then arriving.
When the car came round and you were like, you had that face and you're like,
yeah, I was so proud.
like you,
I was so
you, I could tell you felt like Johnny Knoxville or something like that, being like, you've
Or
been
Ashton
done.
Kutcher.
Yeah, you've been punked. Yeah. And
I was so
we were just sort of
excited.
like, oh well, there's Belle. Like there was no,
But that's why I thought
there was no like,
but that's exactly my reasoning for why I want to give myself a vote, which I don't know if I have in the. I
No, I
probably
think
have
it's
in the
fair.
past,
You
but
tried something
I
on.
just,
Yep.
I was so committed, and like even like I'm driving, and Christian's like they've messaged again, and like Ben's calling you, and I was like nah, like
hey, you missed
just gotta-
100% of the shots that you don't take.
yeah.
Yeah, and you took the shot and you missed, but that's okay.
No, I took the shot, and you guys just like smothered it.
Yeah, I think if you stayed in the car behind the venue and we called you, which we were literally just about to do in the pod, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah, but I didn't want to
such
pick
a
up the phone
fluster.
because you'd hear that
Yeah,
I
but
was
if you
in
were
the
just like
car.
parked, then
I'm
we.
conscious
I
of
think,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
fair.
Alright.
Yep.
See you, Ben.
Jack, do you have a vote?
I've got an honourable mention to New Ben for I did offer to drive for I'd like split it, and he was like, no, I'll drive the whole way. It seemed a bit like he didn't want me. Like
Yeah.
Didn't trust you.
he couldn't not
Didn't trust him,
drive,
maybe.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but
control
honourable mention. An honourable, dishonourable mention to Liam because you were late, but you did let us know.
Yes.
And you did try and make up for that lost time afterwards.
And
I do have a lot of
yes.
respect for that, but it's still technically a dishonourable mention.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
But I'll be dishing out a downvote this week
Yeah.
to Belle.
Yeah.
Dishonourable mention to that clap.
For
For claiming that claiming that Liam time is Greenwich Mean Time, basically. If Liam's late, that means that we should all be on time.
We set
Not-
our
not-
watches to Liam.
Yeah.
Why would I get there before Liam gets? We couldn't do
Because
anything.
if you weren't there, we were going to take the photo ourselves and then go. So we were making content strategies for without you there because you were an unknown
of my
quantity.
bit.
Okay.
For the sake
First of all, if you're doing a bit on them, you should probably tell your EP.
For the sake of time, I'm going to do my vote because we are about to start our live show. Because he is being selfless and he's putting his work before his personal life, and he's going to be doing a content retrieval trip, I'm going to vote for Liam.
So true.
Insane.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. Oh, thanks, guys. Didn't really get the room, but thank you, guys. Thanks. Yeah, no. Yeah. And I will, I'll make sure I buy you guys a gift or something.
No, it's like a snow globe or something.
So who wins?
Yeah, like
Ben's
Snow
just
Globe,
new Ben has just stepped out to take a call.
He took a call by the sounds of it, so I think Liam's got one, Belle's down one.
No, Ben.
No, I'm
Bell's
even.
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 Yep.
It's just
Sorry,
neutral.
Liam.
And new Ben's got one as
Liam,
well.
who'd you vote for?
New Ben.
Yeah.
So
Well,
New Ben and Liam are tied on one.
Yep. So and he's not here, so I suppose I'll just win this week.
Sounds like it. Well done.
Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. I really want to win them over, but excellent. Sweet. Well, I will, and that's my first since October. So and at
thank
least
you.
it's
Yeah.
very above board as
Very
well.
good.
So yeah, I'll be sitting on that for the next 3 weeks.
Nice. Well, cool. Well, yeah, you'll hear bottom of the notes next week, but no off-air pod really.
Yeah, but the stuff you're getting is all fresh content. It's genuinely funny. Bottom of the notes, like I said, we
Yeah, I
pull
think-
Belle up.
I reckon the third episode of Bottom of the Notes is the best.
But
one, I
as
think.
we make a point in the
Yes,
episode,
you certainly need to listen to
listen
all of
in
them.
order.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
It has to
Yeah.
be chronological. Don't try and get weird with it.
You
Otherwise,
often reference stuff
You'll miss the
and I go,
gags.
God, I need to make sure I
Definitely-
upload these in the right order.
definitely peaks episode 3, but start 1, then do 2, then do 3, and then don't skip out on 4 and 5 because they're worth it too. No,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just
Is there
4.
like a machete order where if you listen to them in
No,
a
there's
different
only
order?
4.
That's discussed. Liam does bring up the machete order, I believe.
Do they actually?
yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't
No, I
listened to
literally
them.
brought up machete order. Yeah.
Also,
Wild.
just a heads up, we're getting close on the 100 selfies. I haven't mentioned it for a few episodes, so just make sure you send through a selfie, blb@novaentertainment.com.au, because we want to get 100, and then we're going to change the profile picture of the off-air podcast. We'll be back in 2 weeks, or Belle and I will be. Liam's selflessly going to be doing
Yeah,
a content
guys.
3
retrieval trip.
weeks.
And it's going to be tricky. It's going to be hard. I'm going to miss my family a lot and everything. I miss you guys. Miss the show. But I'll push through because I know the content will be worth it at the end of it. So
Absolutely.
it's very selfless of me. It's just nice to think of just like other people more
Yeah.
than yourself. Sometimes.
Imagine
So,
if
yeah.
your plane goes down. Sorry.
And we'll end on that.
Excellent, Belle. Thanks. Well,
Awful.
it'll be
Well,
pretty-
I wouldn't know one feel bad because if a piece of shit's on a plane, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's it.
Great content as well.
It would be a good way to die lying down, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
they don't talk about. Oh,
You are not.
You know, thanks, Ben.
Oh my god, are you going business?
It'll be nice with the fillet steak. Nice way to go.
Holy shit.
Sorry, the room's not enjoying it.
Oh
but,
my god.
At least I'll be blind on premium champagne.
Get out, Liam.
You know.
That's amazing.
Have you never gone business,
Congrats.
Bill?
Get.
Lol. No, this will be my first time.
No, it won't.
For me, it will.
You've gone before.
I've never gone business.
What about you? Oh, no, you've got one coming up, though.
I do have one coming up. I got one coming up.
Where are you going business by your money?
My middle of the year trip. But that's not my money. I got it on points, so it doesn't technically count.
Had to spend a lot of money to get the points.
Yeah.
suppose so.
Selflessly buying people presents around me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And
I
giving to
can't-
charity and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I
of
cannot
course.
wait to
Yeah.
have
What do you
your
think of that,
life.
guys? Everyone?
Oh, hang on.
I'll get them next time.
See ya, podcast up.